You didn't look strong because you felt strong. You looked strong because you had no other choice. There were days you showed up without energy. Days you kept going without clarity. Days you carried responsibility while feeling emotionally thin. From the outside, it looked like resilience. From the inside, it felt like endurance. And most people never realized how much strength that required. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted. Psalm 34:18. That verse is not written for people who collapse loudly. It is written for those who hold themselves together quietly. You didn't fall apart. Where others could see, you adapted. You adjusted. You learned how to function while carrying weight. And adaptation slowly became exhaustion. You were strong in ways that didn't receive applause. Strong in decisions no one noticed. Strong in moments where giving up would have been easier than continuing. You carried responsibilities that didn't pause. When you were tired, you held space for others. When your own space felt small, you made sure things didn't fall apart, even when you felt close to breaking. God, you know when I sit and when I rise. Psalm 139:2. God saw strength others mistook for normal behavior. He saw endurance others assumed came easily. Some of your strength came from silence. You didn't explain because explaining felt exhausting. You didn't complain because you didn't want to be a burden. You didn't speak because you didn't feel safe being misunderstood. So you stayed quiet, and silence became your shield. I'm weary with my groaning. Psalm 6:6. Scripture doesn't romanticize endurance. It acknowledges the cost. There were moments your body kept moving, but your heart felt tired. Moments when faith didn't disappear, but joy felt distant. Moments when prayer felt mechanical, not because you didn't believe, but because belief had become heavy. Still, you showed up. You were strong in ways that didn't feel heroic. Strong in ordinary faithfulness. Strong in staying. When leaving would have been understandable. My soul is weary with sorrow. Psalm 69 笔3. That is not the voice of weakness. That is the voice of someone who has been carrying weight for a long time. Some of your strength came from waiting for answers that didn't come quickly, waiting while still doing what needed to be done, waiting while life continued to demand more from you, waiting drains strength quietly. You have kept count of my tossings, put my tears in your bottle. Psalm 56. God counted the tears you didn't cry, the prayers you didn't finish, the nights you lay awake, thinking about everything you were holding together. Nothing about your endurance escaped his attention. You may have questioned yourself. During this season, you may have wondered if you were doing something wrong, if faith was supposed to feel lighter than this. But strength under pressure often feels heavy. Jesus understands this kind of strength. Before the cross, before the pain, everyone remembers he spoke these words. My soul is overwhelmed with sorrow. Matthew 26:38. Jesus did not deny emotional weight. He named it. So when you felt overwhelmed, but continued anyway, you were not failing spiritually. You are enduring faithfully. Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 27. That invitation is not for people who are never strong. It is for those who carried strength longer than they should have had to. You were strong. For others, strong. For circumstances, strong. For responsibilities that didn't slow down when you needed rest, and strength when carried alone eventually becomes weight. Praise be to the Lord, who daily bears our burdens. Psalm 68:19. Daily. That means today's strength was never meant to be yours alone. Some seasons require strength, but God never intended for strength to become your permanent posture. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. Psalm 27. Binding wounds takes patience, Healing happens carefully. God does not rush restoration for people who are drained slowly. You were stronger than anyone realized, and God never missed it. He saw the strength behind your consistency, the courage behind your calm, the faith behind your endurance. This season is not about proving how strong you are. It is about learning where strength no longer needs to be carried alone. You don't have to collapse to be seen. You don't have to explain to be understood. You don't have to break to be held. God already knows. If this message spoke to your heart, like, share, and subscribe so it can reach someone who has been quietly strong for too long. And if you feel led, comment, God saw my strength. May His peace find you today.